Tea with T cells. This is Marta.
I am Shafka. Tea with T cells.
Did you know that certain types of tea can actually help lose weight? In particular, they can stop the accumulation of lipids. Hence, they contribute to the reduction of obesity and they ease diabetes. For instance, oolong tea, its extract reduces lipid accumulation by regulating lipid metabolism and intestinal flora distribution. Hence, it inhibits high diet-induced obesity in mice. Hello, welcome to our podcast number 5. Today we have another guest. We have master's student at Sheffield Hallam University, Ece. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ece. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, guys.
Ece, what is your degree in?
I'm a master's student in pharmacology and biotechnology. I started this year. It's been 2 months.
Already?
Yeah.
So what kind of a master's student? Is it like an MRes, MSci?
No, Master of Science.
Master
not
of
MRes,
Science.
yeah.
Okay. So an MSc.
MSc, yeah,
MSc,
exactly.
Right.
Okay, so you came here in September from your home country. Where is it from?
I am from Turkey.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Wow.
so where originally did you live before? Did you live in a capital or did you live in a smaller city?
I was born and raised in a big city called Adana.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like southern part of Turkey.
Okay.
Really hot, really humid.
Okay.
That sounds
I would
nice,
say,
especially
yeah.
in this wet, cold weather that we're having today.
Exactly. I'm struggling as a Mediterranean.
Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you moved here to the UK. How are you finding it after 2 months? Does it feel familiar right now or are you still getting used to it?
I would say the first couple of weeks were hard. I was just like, what am I doing here? Why did I do this to myself?
No.
But to be honest, right now, I feel like I've lived here for years. Like,
That's good.
yeah.
When did you move to the UK? Which month was it?
September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This was a good September, actually. Normally, it's much worse.
Yeah.
Let's not discourage her from the very beginning. Wow.
Just make sure you go back to Turkey in December or January for a couple of weeks.
It would be good.
Because
yeah.
otherwise, at that time, it gets a bit depressing.
But
Oh, really?
apparently this year is exceptionally good. So maybe this winter also will be better. Plus, maybe let her
I hope
experience
so.
winter
I hope
once.
so.
Yeah. It might be better for us, though. It might not be for Ece, because it's her first time, right?
Let's
So-
see. I believe in her. She will do really well. I'm pretty sure.
That's good.
So just to break ice a little bit, I came up with a funny question. If you were to bring 3 things from your own country here, what would that be?
3 things from my own country.
It can be general thing like family or food or...
Considering this podcast is called Tea with T cells, and we've already done an episode where I said I love Turkish tea,
Oh,
I think
really?
this is your chance to say Turkish tea.
Oh, that's true, actually.
yeah, a good one. It's a good one. I would say I really miss my nan's food. I really miss it. Second, I miss my baby nephew a
Aw.
lot.
Aw.
What's his name?
Ali.
Ali, okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
1.5.
Aw.
Yeah, I really miss him because I was there since he came to this world and we lived so closer, so I was seeing him on a daily basis.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, everything you said is like, it's impossible to have in this country.
Exactly. And the last thing I would say, it's a bit like there's a good side and bad side to it. I really, really miss seeing stray cats. Turkey is a country of stray cats,
Yeah.
and I love cats. It's really nice when you go outside and see animals coming up to you, and I don't have that here. I mean, it's good that there are no strays, but still, it's something is missing.
I see.
When I went to Turkey, I felt like stray cats in Turkey are not actually stray cats. They are the whole country's pets, because
Exactly.
everybody looks after them together as a community, which
Yeah.
was just, it's not like that here. I mean, we have a very loving animal culture, but it's a very different type of
Oh, yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I love that as well. I spent so much time, just every cat I saw, I just went and cuddled them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I miss the most.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you have any pets?
No, I didn't, but I was volunteering as a stray rescuer. So I
Right.
volunteered for a couple of years to save stray cats and kittens. So it was like, I always say I had lots of pets because every time I went out, every one of them would just come to me because they knew I would feed them.
Oh,
Oh,
cat mommy.
that's nice.
Yeah, a bit.
I see you, absolutely. Oh, that's amazing. Well, then later on we can talk about house sitting because I think I've mentioned to you that before when we spoke. And if you are interested in obviously cats and other animals, this is something that you will love. So you come from a beautiful and warm country, Turkey. How does the education look like there? We obviously know how the education looks like here, which I think you may not be that familiar because you've done all your previous education there.
Yeah.
But starting from the very beginning, do you also have primary, secondary school, and when you go to college, do you have to specialize in an area? How did your education look like?
So in Turkey, we don't have something called college. So how it works in Turkey, you go to primary school for 5 years. Then you go to middle school, then high school and university. High school education lasts 4 years. Primary and middle school, about 8 years. And university, it depends what major you're specializing in.
Okay, so what did you specialize in when you went to high school?
So you can specialize in, I think, 3 or 4 different fields. Mine was math and science.
So you specialized in maths and science. What did sparkle your interest in that? Is it something that you knew from the very beginning? You're going to do maths and science, or is it...
Or was there like an event that sparked your interest? It doesn't have to be.
Not really. I think I would say I was a bit of a nerd kid.
That's exactly
up.
what Marta said.
Yeah.
About herself, not about you.
Yeah. Like, I remember just like, even when I was just like 6, 7, I was reading encyclopedias and like my parents were like getting me some like magazines about like kid science and stuff. That's how it started. Then in middle school, I started taking science classes, chemistry, biology, and I was just like, you know what? I want to be a scientist when I grow up.
So did you go later on to university to follow this career? Or?
I would say I wanted to, but I don't think because of the circumstances, following your dreams in my home country, not that easy. So I was just like, I had to make a conscious decision. And I knew if I ever wanted to go into medical field, healthcare, the only thing that I could do would be studying pharmaceutical sciences. So I went to pharmacy school, but I actually wanted to become an engineer because I liked maths and physics more than biology. But now I'm specializing in biology. It's just, I think I'm loving it now because I feel like I'm more in like the engineering part of pharmaceutical sciences, and I really enjoy it.
Opportunities in engineering, were they less in
There are
Turkey?
a lot of engineers, a lot of engineering schools in Turkey, and you got to be really, really good at your job.
It's very it's very
Really
competitive.
competitive,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because in the UK, nobody wants to do engineering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could just walk in.
No, like...
And they're very valued. People who do become engineers, they're very valued because there's so few of them that like they are valued. But at least when I went to university, I don't know if things have changed, but entry into engineering was much easier than entry into biological sciences.
Yeah.
Unless it's changed, that's what my understanding is, because people hate maths here.
I love maths. In Turkey, it's completely the opposite. People usually go to engineering schools and stuff, but not medical field because it's really hard to get into medical schools, pharmacy schools, anything in healthcare, I would say.
That's fascinating to me.
What a difference,
Yeah,
isn't it? Because,
yeah.
again, I see engineering as such a posh degree.
Yeah.
And obviously, maybe you can send some Turkish engineers here to the UK so we can have more of them.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful, but that's a really great place to start. So you ended up doing your undergrad in biological sciences.
I basically got my degree in M-Pharm.
Okay.
So I'm a pharmacist.
So is there like a licensing system in Turkey? Just similar to
I'm
here?
a licensed
So you're
pharmacist.
a licensed pharmacist. Yeah.
So what did you do after your degree? Did you go to work as a pharmacist or?
No, I kind of have a long story about this because I knew even when I started pharmacy school, I never wanted to be in a like pharmacy hospital environment. So I was just like, I'm going to go into industry probably or like academia. And after graduating, I wanted to stay in school, pursue PhD, and that's how my kind of journey started in this field.
Did you think that you would do a PhD before you started your degree? Because like a lot of people are not aware of like the pathway until they started. So how did you know about it and how did you go about it?
So in my senior year, my tutor was also the dean of pharmacy school. He was just like, have you ever considered being an academic? You would do great. And I was just like, oh, I'll think about it. And that sparked something in me because I love helping people. I love teaching new things to people. So I really enjoyed being in school, teaching other people something valuable. And in pharmacy schools in Turkey, when you graduate, you usually graduate with a master's degree as well, like M-Pharm, so you can go straight into PhD.
Okay.
Yeah, in Poland it's exactly the same. So
again, that's quite different in the UK. And is it 4 years, your degree?
5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you started PhD straight after your master's.
Yeah, correct.
So what was your topic during the PhD?
We don't get to choose topic, but we get to choose field. So I went for pharmaceutical technology, more specifically biotechnology, because like I said, I really wanted to get into industry or academia. And it was like, since pharmaceutical technology, biotechnology is a bit of engineering part of biosciences, I was just like, yeah, that's my field.
This is something for you. So how does the PhD look like in your country?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to continue my PhD because the first month I started my PhD, COVID hit. So I never spent any time in the lab. It was usually taught lessons online. I can say I got to benefit from it.
So I remember when we spoke, you said that the first 2 years are taught. You don't go in the lab.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
And how long is the full PhD?
I think 3 years. 3 years, yeah.
Okay.
But you can go up to 5. But yeah, like since the lab facilities and getting funding, a bit hard in Turkey. So they don't put students straight into the lab. They give you like a taught lessons, then you get into the lab only if your research is something that you can do in a lab. I know some people don't even get to do any lab in their
so
PhD.
Different.
Yeah,
It's very different, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
So then if they don't end up getting in the lab, do they still leave with a PhD or do they have like a... Or
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1 year of being in the lab, to me, sounds more like a master degree. So I was quite surprised that you have...
I'm guessing maybe they spend 2 years, like, correct me, but I'm guessing maybe they spend 2 years, like, sort of thinking about the question for their research. And then once they get in, they probably
it's
spend
like that.
more than a year, right, doing the actual lab work.
Yeah, because we get to choose a lot of different taught lessons. They can be compulsory or elective. It's completely up to you.
Wow, okay.
That's interesting.
So you said that you haven't finished. What made you decide Was there something particular? And when you realized that, do you think it was a good idea?
So in Turkey, unfortunately, PhD students don't get paid. If you are one of the lucky ones, you get a really small amount of scholarship or bursary. But the rest, you don't get paid. And living in a city like Istanbul, everything's pricey, rent is insane. Relying on my parents at like 25, 26, it was just like taking its toll on me. There are some other sides as well. I don't want to specifically name any unis, but there's a lot of nepotism going on back in my home country, and I was getting tired of it. So, yeah.
Do you think the PhD is still an idea for you, or did you give up on that idea and right now you're thinking you're going to go into industry?
I would say I'm quite 50-50 about it. I would love to do PhD after I finish my master's degree. But if I find industry more intriguing, I can go into industry as well. So I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I don't want you to get discouraged after obviously trying PhD in your country, because this sounds so different than what we have here. And again, it depends a lot on the environment, supervisors, project. But
exactly.
I say it together with my friend that does PhD as well, that we love in our PhDs and we're having a really good time. It's a lot of work, but we're having a good time. And I think that's can make us such a big difference. So just please don't get discouraged.
Really interesting about your story is, so I was born in Bangladesh. So I have extended families in Bangladesh. And I still remember when I went to do my PhD, a lot of my family who live in Bangladesh were like, whoa, you're doing a PhD? You're 24. People do their PhDs when they're 50. So it's quite common over there as well. So
exactly.
I'm guessing it's probably the same in a lot of places.
Yeah, when I started, I was just 25. Yeah. Really young.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, definitely don't be discouraged. What I want to ask is, you mentioned going to industry. Have you had any industrial experience?
No, because to be able to graduate from pharmacy schools in Turkey, you got to do compulsory internship. And my uni, unfortunately, only accepted either hospital or pharmacy internship, so I didn't get to choose any industry placement.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as in Poland, unfortunately.
But here you will get lots of opportunities for industry.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you think that decision of leaving your PhD, choosing the PhD, did it influence somehow your decision to do masters? Because you already have masters.
Yeah.
So you're doing it in a different country right now.
Yeah, I would say my masters in Turkey didn't feel like masters because they combine masters and your undergraduate together in a 5-year education. So 4 years your undergraduate, and the last year you gotta do your thesis and master's. So we can count that as master's degree. So it didn't really feel like I did a separate master. Dropping my PhD wasn't an easy decision for me because I loved being in uni. I loved being surrounded with scientists, researchers. I really enjoyed it. Maybe that's why I came back.
How are you finding the masters here? Is it quite different from what you did in Turkey, or?
A bit, I would say. Practical-wise, it's definitely way better because we got quite a good lab facilities. So it's really easy to get your hands on stuff. Taught lesson-wise, I would say I'm really enjoying it right now so far.
That's good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So your master lasts a year, right?
True.
Yes. So will you be having your research project at some point that you'll be only in the lab, or?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be my last semester, which is the third semester. I'll do my research project, during summer.
Okay.
June, July, and August, normally.
So you may tell us more about that, Shafkat, because it may be interesting for some people what the difference is between MSci and MRes.
Yeah, so you're doing an MSc, which is semester 1 and 2 you are taught, and then semester 3 you'll do a project. Normally, I am one of the supervisors who offers a project, but this year I'm not, because this year I've got more research time. So I've got one of the other students, so one of the MScis or the MRes students. And these students, MSci students, spend almost a full year in the lab. So they do lots of research, and it's almost like doing a PhD, except it's only 1 year rather than 3 years. And then MRes students, I think they spend about 6 to 7 months in the lab, but a bit more intense. So MSci students spend, I think, 4 days a week in the lab and 1 day taught. MRes students will spend almost the full 7 months just in the lab.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite similar. So I've got one of those students this year, so I can spend more time delving a bit deeper into science. Whereas I think when you spend, June, July, maybe a little bit of August, it's about 7 weeks, I think, your project. It becomes more difficult to ask really complicated questions. It's more basic stuff, which is also important. But so for us academics, we try to sort of have a mix and match. So sometimes we do a bit of the basic stuff, and we do a bit of the more advanced stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say that I did exactly the same as what you did on my master's. And even though there were only, I think, 7 weeks, I did learn a lot. And
you learn a lot, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So just to obviously clarify that it's not that, it's easy. It's not going to be easy.
Oh, no,
it is going to be
It's
challenging.
very hard.
It's not easy even now, so I can guess.
Yeah, it's very challenging, but you never learn anything if you're not being challenged.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you moved here, you started your degree. What is your biggest surprise when you moved here academically and culturally? The cultures are so different.
So different, yeah. I would say academically, lectures are a bit more relaxed here. They are easy to approach. They're like friends, and they provide a really safe environment. But I would say I think in Turkey there is a bit of hierarchy, and you feel that. I find it a little bit easy here.
That's very good, but again, the same thing is in Poland. You need to call your lecturer a professor.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't say...
Sometimes I get students who do that to me here, and I'm just like, that sounds so weird to me. Like, just call me Shafkat. Like, there's no need to call me professor or doctor or whatever. Okay,
so academically, what about culturally? Are you finding the cultural difference difficult?
Not difficult. It's definitely not difficult. I don't know. But of course, there are a lot of differences. Maybe because I'm a southern person, Mediterranean, and we're a bit more extroverted and talkative. I feel like sometimes, am I talking too much? Am I too extroverted and approaching people easily? And I would say people here are a bit more reserved. So I'm like, tone it down.
Interesting you saying it, because I have so you are on this spectrum of extroverted, Mediterranean, and so on. English people, for me, they are very, very open, I think. Poland is much more reserved. So I think if you move to Poland, you would be even more. Because in my eyes, English people are very polite, open.
Oh, they are really polite.
More extroverted, definitely. You say hello to people in the streets. Usually you smile to them. Whereas in Poland, if you said smile to a stranger on the street, they would be like, what do you want from me?
I think you'd like Ireland more, because I grew up in Ireland. And I remember once my uncle was visiting and he got lost. He was on the bus and he got lost, and he got out and he asked somebody, how can I get to this place? And they were like, I will take you there.
Yeah, that's how it is in Turkey too.
Yeah, then they spent the next 20 minutes walking my uncle to this place.
Yeah.
And he was just like, wow, so friendly people. So Irish people love talking.
Yeah, I would say Turks love chit-chatting. Random people you meet at a bus stop can ask you the most personal questions, and it's just completely normal. You just talk, have a chit-chat. I think I'm used to that. I miss that a lot. But I would say so far my experience here culturally is amazing. Love British culture. People are so polite. I think I'm a bit extroverted.
You'll meet some extroverted people.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I know. I have quite a few friends that say the same thing. They're international
Also British people have, I feel like, they have this thing, March, you'll see everybody starting to come out. They're different people in March, April, May.
Yes.
Compared to now, people are going in, blankets and
Absolutely.
just not coming out. And then in March, April, and May, they're different people. So
pubs will be full during the bank holidays.
Yeah.
It's just so different. Yes, it's
Yeah.
so different. I'm looking forward to hear your experience after the whole year, obviously.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been living abroad only for 2 months. However, it's still a big step. Do you think that living abroad, leaving your home, has changed your perspective on your field or on yourself?
Yes, I would say. So basically, it's a huge step. I thought about it a lot before coming here because there are some social expectations. Even though I never followed them in my life, it's still like you still think about them in the back of your mind. Like people at my age, all of my friends from uni, they have their pharmacy stores now, their families. They got everything sorted, but I never felt like it was the right one for me, like that path. And I felt stuck for a couple of years. And this year, I was just like, what am I doing? I'm 30. I need to do something with my life, something that I actually like. So I started applying for master's degrees, universities. I would say it was quite a hard decision.
Thank you for saying this, because a lot of, my friends and people that I talk to, that I'm close with, have exactly the same thing, especially women. I'm 30. I have no family.
Yeah.
I have not bought a house. Something is wrong with me. Like cultural expectations. And I'm just saying that how unhappy we would be if you follow these expectations and at the age of 25 set up a family, bought this house, set up a store, and at the age of 30 you would probably end up being depressed because this is not the path you want to follow at that age.
Yeah.
So just to also say that it's absolutely normal to be 30 and start even a new chapter in a different country, because there isn't a timeline that you need to finish something on. It's just social expectation, especially on us women.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I also agree. Life is a journey, and you never know where the next road will take you.
Yeah.
So you need to take your roads.
So do you think that you have changed as a person for the last 2 months?
I have. I knew I could do it. I knew it was a hard thing to do, moving abroad at this age, because I think when you do it when you are younger, it's a bit easier to adapt. I would say the more time passes, you were just like, I settled here. Should I do it? Should I not? Yeah, it was a hard decision. I struggled a little bit.
Do you think right now, in comparison to you from, let's say, 2024, do you think you know more what you want in life?
I do. Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. I do.
So, providing your experience, is there any advice you would give to people that want to do it or have done that and are struggling a little bit?
I would say don't be scared of starting a new chapter in your life, like you said. Never settle for less. If you know you want to pursue something in your career, any goals, do it. Life is short. I'm a huge believer that you only live once, and do whatever you feel like to do.
Yeah, exactly the same thing as I said.
Yeah.
I'm learning French right now. That's my current thing.
Wow,
awesome.
Good. Yeah. Because you love France.
I love France. Yes. Yeah, I love France.
France is awesome.
Yeah.
Paris, isn't it? Yeah.
That's my current thing. It might change tomorrow.
Life is short. Just do what you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
You've gone through some major transitions in your life, like changing the jobs, leaving the country, other things in life, leaving your PhD. What is the hardest decision you have ever made? And is there something that it taught you that you can say? No?
I think the first job I got after, I think I got that job during my PhD, the third year. I started working as a hospital pharmacist, and I thought it was just like my back then dream job, because I was just like, oh, I'm going to earn a lot of money. It was one of the biggest hospitals back in my country. Everybody wanted to work there. I got in, and I've seen that it wasn't what I expected. I don't want to go into details, but a lot of mobbing, a lot of, let's say, not good experiences, insane working hours, getting paid. What I thought before starting that job, I was going to pay it a lot, but unfortunately, it wasn't like that. Getting paid a really small amount for what I was doing, dealing with 1,500 patients per day, and having night shifts alone. To me, like during my night shifts, eating or using the bathroom, luxury. Wow, luxury.
That's hard.
Yeah, I was just like, after one of my night shifts, I blacked out. I woke up in the ER of the hospital I was working at. I stayed there for like 6 hours, and they didn't even let me have a day off after.
You just went straight back up from the ER back to your...
I went back to home. After like 5-6 hours, I went back to work. I was just like, I'm leaving this job.
Was it your first job after the
It was my first job.
And how long were you doing this when this happened?
8 months.
Ooh, that's hard.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
That's hard.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that's quite extreme. Yeah. So you have left that job after 8 months.
Yeah.
And that was your first job as a pharmacist.
Correct.
Did it feel like you've done the wrong degree?
I really do think you can never know if you've done wrong or right decision till you experience something else. I think I really like my degree. I love my degree. I definitely wouldn't enjoy some fields, like, for example, being a pharmacist, being a hospital pharmacist, being stuck in a pharmacy store. To me, that was just like, nah, I can't do that.
I find it really interesting that you mentioned, like, you never really know until later on. But I think a lot of students, particularly younger students, they think that their decisions are sort of set in stone. Like, I always say, like, in 20 years' time, I don't know what I would think of my decisions today.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter how successful or how settled or how, far up in your career you are. It can always change. I always say, like, there's no such thing as perfection. Every day is an improvement. So you can always improve something going forward. Yeah. And I think at your stage, to be able to have that vision is very wise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a lot of wisdom there.
So obviously it must have been really difficult at the job, and being without the job after when you dropped it, knowing that it wasn't right for you, required a lot of resilience. How do you stay resilient when things don't go as planned?
How do I stay resilient? I would say I'm quite a dreamer. I remember even when I was a kid, I always knew what I wanted to be, the life I dreamed about. So I might try different things. Maybe that's what I did in my early 20s. I tried to live my life with other people's or society's expectations. And it made me unhappy. I was upset. Now I'm just like, you have a dream. You have a life that you want to have. I think that makes me go further and further and stay resilient when things aren't going okay.
So you're sort of goal orientated. You've got a goal that you can...
I am, but not that, like, I'm not like super ambitious, I still like to take a step back, relax. I don't have big goals in life, like, oh, I want to get Nobel Prize or anything. But
I don't think anybody, I mean, apart from maybe the American president, can actually have a goal to have a Nobel Prize. Like, it happens. I don't think you can plan for that. Well, Marta's having a panic attack. She's like, we're putting everybody down.
That's definitely really inspirational to others, because it's obviously very easy to just say, okay, I will stay with this job, I'll take whatever, but it does take a lot of resilience to actually A, withstand the very difficult circumstances, and B, drop everything, start a new life, and regardless of your age, just move abroad and start from the I wouldn't say zero, because it's not a zero.
It's not
obviously,
zero. Yeah.
But, building your new life in a new country without anybody here, because you didn't know anybody here, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I do have some close friends, but unfortunately they don't live closer. I always say I didn't come here at zero. What I brought here is just experience, life experience, because I know how to act when something comes up now, and I know what I want. That's really important to me.
I also really like the fact that you mentioned that you're not very ambitious. You clearly are, but I like the fact that you balanced it with other elements of life, because we have a toxic culture in society, and in science as well, by the way, where people will say, oh, you're not ambitious enough because you want something other than just your career. And I think that's just wrong. I think to be happy in life, to achieve things in life, you need a holistic approach. So you need to have a career that you're making progress in. You need to have a life that you're making progress in. Everything in sort of. I believe in balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and
Like,
I think we don't champion that enough, and that's something that we would definitely love to champion.
yeah, I always tell myself small steps at a time, like one step at a time, not small.
And that's still ambitious.
Yeah.
Definitely. Where do you think your strength comes from then? Because you can't stand up for yourself.
I think it comes from the experiences I had since childhood, having like a bully teacher or getting into some like unnecessary situations with hierarchy. Also, my family is quite like education-oriented family. My mom's a teacher, and she's really ambitious. And she was like, even when I was 5, 6, she was just like, "You gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself." And I'm just like, "I can't. I am too soft." And she was just like, "When the time comes, you will learn how to stand up for yourself." And now she's just like, "Ece, you're like a honey badger."
Well, you've learned.
I've learned.
Yeah,
I've learned.
Have you stood up to her yet?
I have.
Yeah, that's when parents learn
she
that
created a monster.
I would say I'm the rebel kid of the family.
Yeah.
Something we share, I think. Wow. So, where do you see yourself in the future? Let's say in 20 years. Things change, obviously, but if you said it right now.
Hopefully in academia or probably in an industrial setting, but I would say I kind of prefer academia. I love being surrounded with students. I love teaching. And I do think I have the patience for it because I'm a huge believer of the right approach of teaching. It's not that hard, actually. You have basic empathy. You have basic respect. It doesn't matter if your students are young or old. Always have empathy and basic respect. And I'm pretty sure you will get the same in time. Maybe not for every one of them, but I'm pretty sure you can win everybody with respect and patience.
Absolutely. 100% agree. I think that everybody should listen to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any of your favorite scientific questions, if you were to say that, oh, this is the research I'd like to do on, or you're still exploring and you just have the area of interest?
I think I'm still exploring. I'm still at that stage. Right now, I'm working on antidepressants, and I'm really enjoying it. I would love to continue working on them, but I'm not quite sure. It might change. It might change.
I always say that a lot of people think that they need to do a PhD and that PhD defines what their sort of future fields are. But I always say treat your PhD like training to ask research questions. And then, because after that, you can ask anything. And that's really when you decide what you want to end up doing.
Yeah.
So the PhD is like the training, and then after that you do. Because I know people, for example, there was a professor in Manchester who I knew. He did his degree, I think, in physics, and then he ended up in immunology. So, like, it's
impressive.
completely... He's a professor in immunology now at Imperial College. So, and his degree is in physics. So, you can see how, you know...
Yeah.
And he only developed his interest in immunology when I think he went to work in a lab where he was doing some physicsy stuff, but they also did some immunology, and then he just kind of put them together. So...
There we go.
Yeah.
Things will change.
And I think the most beautiful things in science happen when you combine very different things together. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your engineering passion and
Yeah.
There is a lot of potential, I think, to put engineering and science, especially biology, together.
Yeah, or biotechnology.
Yeah.
So you are definitely in the right place. Any books, podcasts, people that inspire you, so we can link them to the podcast and share with people?
I have to think about that because I'm usually not driven by other people. Like during this process, you know, like how some people get motivated by motivational videos or like books. They never worked on me so far. I always like, you know what? You got plans, you got dream. You know you need to do this because no one can help you other than yourself. So I think I myself is my biggest motivator. I try to motivate myself. Of course, you can get some extra motivation from other people, podcasts, YouTubers, influencers, but you still got to find that power in yourself at the end. The others is just extra. So I don't know, like before coming here, I have watched a lot of YouTube videos, other Turkish students who have done this process, coming abroad, pursuing a degree. And I would say it really helped me because they were just actually really helpful. I would say go have a look. Other people who did what you want to do, it might inspire you, and like they can actually really help you. Ask questions.
And that's why we invited you here, because maybe somebody else will need these words and see that, you can do it.
Exactly, you can do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And it was very inspirational topic to discuss.
You have a really amazing journey, and hopefully a lot more to come.
I'm
and
sure.
Maybe we can have you on in 10 years' time and you've done something massive.
Even a few years' time, you know. Like.
I hope so.
That's saying if we're
really
here
sweet.
in 10 years.
We will be. We will make it work. We will make it work. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.